Hello, welcome to Model Kit Stuff and welcome to this week's Table Talk. My name is Jason, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing, and if you've been a subscriber for a while, thank you for sticking around. We've got lots more coming. Had a busy week, had some changes one way or another, so let's get stuck into all of that. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will be already spotting the first difference this week, and that is my extension table, which is usually on that side, is on this side. So that was a new development this week. I've been having problems with my internet dropping out. My works computer is usually here, and I was having some issues with the dropping out, so I moved it to this side, and that solved the problem. And so in that process, we suddenly realised it probably makes more sense for the table to be on this side. We can all get past. It works a little bit better for me. So that's probably a permanent arrangement. I've just got to move the locking mechanism from one side of the table to the other so that it doesn't wobble, and we're all good. So that was my first change. Second change is that I've decided that the Table Talk videos, because they are quite popular, are going to replace the monthly catch-up or roundup videos that we've done, which means that the content in the Table Talk has to change a little bit. So it seems pointless to do a monthly roundup when each week we're sort of catching up with what's going on the desk. And I think in some ways the Table Talk has been working a little bit better. So we're going to scrap the monthly update, do it weekly. That way we can talk about things a little bit more in length as we want to. And it gives me one or two extra things we can put into the Table Talk format. And it's one less thing I have to do. And while keeping you close to what's happening here on the table. So there won't be any more catch-up roundup videos. It'll just be this weekly catch-up. So therefore, as well as talking about what we've been doing in the modelling this week and the garden and any other bits and pieces that we want, we will just have a quick talk about what's coming next week and what we did this week. So let's start with this week, just to make sure you didn't miss anything. So we started off the week on Monday with a look at the new A-Stand acrylic varnish. Now, when I filmed the video because it was a new product that had been put in a solutions box, a MIG solutions box. It wasn't the varnish I was expecting. I was expecting their Lucky Varnish, and I think A-Stand has replaced Lucky Varnish. Now, I'm being told, after I'd made the video, I was on Model Monkey's Saturday live stream where Nigel and Chris and Sue are all, well, not all, but three of them are building the same model. And they were talking about the fact that it was the same as a product that's already out on the market by Alclad, and effectively it's the same product, but in half the size jar, while still being at the same price as the Alclad product. But the Alclad product seems to have been withdrawn. So if you were using the Alclad varnish, that is how you're going to get it through the MIG ammo stuff. Now, I have to say, I hadn't used it in its Alclad format before, so it was new to me. I tried it. I've been using it on my Wingnut Wings build, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It goes down well. It's not fussy. No messing around and prep. Drying time's quick. Dries nice and hard. what's not to like. So that was the A-Stand varnish review, and that got some interest, I think, because it was a new product, and some people have probably seen it in some of the online shops now and wondered what it was and whether it was worth it. But it's my new favourite varnish for at least for airbrushing. I haven't tried it for brush painting. I have been told though that if you shake the bottle, it makes it go matte, which is why they say on the bottle, do not shake. Now I've got to say, I'm a devil for not reading labels, and I pretty much shake everything before I use it. Try not to shake paints, particularly if they're lid paints. I try to stir them, but that's not always possible with bottles. And my natural reaction would be to pick it up and give it a bit of a shake, which I haven't done, but it will go very matte apparently. So there you go, something else that wasn't in that video. Then we had sort of part 2 of the first impressions of the Tamiya King George V in 1 to 350 scale. We looked at the Pontos set, which does fully backdate your model to 1941 spec. There were some questions around that because I'd raised that point in the original first impressions, and some people were saying, well, there's quite a bit of work to do on the cranes and so on and so forth. The Pontos set fully backdates you. You've got the degaussing cables, you've got the rearranged boat deck, so everything should be there. But like I say, do your references and your cross checks. There's always something additional to add and what have you. So but yeah, I've got to say, I've got quite a few Pontos sets one way or another, and built up a couple of them, and that's probably one of the nicest Pontos sets I've come across as yet. So yeah, all good. Yeah, not bad at all. And then of course Wednesday, so yeah, we'd moved the Wednesday first impressions to Tuesday because I didn't want to have 2 videos going out on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, it was the 1st of March, and we launched our commercial vehicle group build on a live stream. It's the first time I've hosted a live stream with somebody else. Rob and I had done a non-public practice, and that had gone quite well. So we were really happy with that, and we'd sort of both went into it saying, well, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, there was a nice level of chat. We had a bit of a laugh between us, Rob and I, and yeah, we could. You got a good view of what we were doing, and yeah, it was really interesting. Now, right, here we are behind the scenes of the Wednesday commercial build launch party live stream. We're about 25 minutes before kickoff here, and I thought you'd be interested to see how we got that set up. So one of the most important things was lighting, actually, because I've got quite a bit of flicker on my new webcam, so we had to get the brightness right and the distance right, and it took a little bit of time, but not too bad. It's running through my laptop, and then I've got an extra screen which I usually use when I'm working from home, but I've got that plugged in. So actually I'll be running the live stream from the screen, and I can also see what's going on YouTube on that screen. And that's helpful because there's a bit of a delay between YouTube and the software StreamYard that we're using. You can see I've got my microphone plugged in, and like I say, my new webcam. Now that's important because without the webcam I'm limited to the camera on the laptop, the built-in one, and I want to be able to show you what's on the desk and during the course of the live stream. So I bought that especially for the live streams, but I think it was 18 quid. It cost nothing, so, and it seems to be quite good. So yeah, hopefully sound and pitch quality will be great. Yeah, there we go. Jeff Donahue has just started talking to me. I'm about 10 minutes away from getting my daughter into bed, and then making sure that Rob's on the channel, and then we're good, and away we go. In the meantime, I need to tidy up the background and put the pots away, and then we're all good. So there you go. That's what happened behind the scenes on the live stream commercial build launch party a couple of days ago. Now watch this space, because we said on the live stream, just in case you didn't catch the live stream. It's still out there. You can go and watch it. It's now as a recorded video. But we said during that live stream that we will do some more live streams around the group build. Now I can have, I think it's up to 10 people on there. So we may be, if you're a channel that is involved in the group build, in the commercial vehicle group build, and you're building one, we may be at some point contacting you and saying, hey, do you want to come on the live stream and join us and show people what you're doing and have a chat and be part of that? So Rob and I have been talking about getting some guests in. I'll be honest, I've already spoken to someone and they're up for it, so it's likely to happen, but haven't got dates or anything yet, so I don't know exactly what, but look out for more live streams. People know my view, but maybe if you're newer to the channel, you don't. I did do some live streams, and what I found was they suck up your time, something chronic. It's difficult to do a live stream, keep up with the chat and do modelling, and certainly when you're on your own it's impossible. So on Saturday night when I watched the Model Monkey live stream, they've got Sue there who is doing the chat element while the other three build a model, and even then they're not massively productive as they would be if they were just sat there modelling, because they are talking and answering questions and bits and pieces. So it is a distraction, and an hour goes like that on a live stream. It really does. So I can't spend my hobby time more than once. So if I'm doing a live stream, I'm not building a model or I'm not filming something. So it all has an impact. So whilst I really enjoy doing live streams, they're not something I'm going to do frequently. Although now I've got the webcam, I've got the microphone, and I was able to put it up on the big screen so I could see it nice and clearly. Now I've got all that set up, I'm probably a little bit more inclined to do them occasionally. So what that's going to look like, I don't know, but I completely enjoyed the live stream, and I know other people did. They reached out to me via email and various ways and had a really good time, and that's great. So I've seen one or two commercial vehicle builds being launched. Bob Gravebeard Models, John at John Alex Scale Modelling, obviously Rob's beavering away in the background, and I have started too. So if you didn't catch the live stream, I've done a little bit more since then, but not much. I'm in the process of making up some sub-assemblies. So I've got a little bench seat there. Well, there's 3 bench seats now. We've got the little hose pipes that go on the running boards. Engine block is done, ready for a little bit of filling, not much. I've done the exhaust, box and pipe work. So what I'm basically doing is doing small sub-assemblies, then I'm going to have a look at bigger sub-assemblies, and then we go back to one and we start going through it. And where is it? We started, I'm sort of doing the video a little bit beginner style, so not absolute beginner, but you know, just taking you through the basics as we go. And we started with assigning your paints to the paint list and show you how I go about doing that, and you know, getting yourself organized at the start of the process, and getting yourself some storage to put your parts as you build them to keep them safe and that sort of thing. So I have started filming it, I have started work on it. I plan to do some more on it over the weekend. What I want to do is build up some material so we can start putting some updates out, and I just want to get ahead of that. So be a little flurry of activity at the start of the month to get that ahead of the game, so that every time I do some more, I'm staying ahead. So that's part of this weekend's plan, but not all of the weekend's plan. So what else is happening on the model bench this week? Well, we edited the video for the small scale car build, which was my ICM Opel Admiral. So that video you will have seen went out yesterday as a premiere. It was only a short video. Now this is Friday lunchtime that I'm recording this, So I don't know whether I've pulled this off or not, but I planned to have a double build. Because it was a half-hour video, I thought, right, I need something else, because I'm usually on for an hour, to follow on from it. So I'm hoping that you also saw a video continuing. It would have been number 2 in the build of the Chipmunk, which you can see here is all but finished. I mean, everything's painted up, it's just fitted all together. There is a fit issue here, which is why I sort of paused it, and I wasn't really happy with the paintwork, but I walked away from it and left it for a bit, and now I've come back to it. I'm actually more happy with it than I was. So we'll finish this soon, I think. But you should have got another Chipmunk if things went to plan. If it didn't, we just had one short video. But yeah, so the reason why it's all over red is this is the Royal Flight version as flown by King Charles III when he was the Prince of Wales learning to fly. This is how he got his pilot's license in this Chipmunk. So that's what we're doing with that. So if you didn't see that, then I know that I'd almost finished editing the video, so you may well see a video of this coming along soon, the part 2 of this coming along soon, because I wouldn't need to do much more to extend it onto a full hour-long video. And I did say this one's going to be a bit bitty, because I need to get ahead on the 2 primary builds, which is the Queen Mary 2 and the GOTA UWD. So as we've mentioned it, here's a little snapshot of where we're up to. We've been concentrating on bulkheads, so we've got the forward bulkhead in. We've got this is the fuel tank bulkhead, and there's a little passageway through there which has got ammunition boxes, little fold down chair, and we've got the dials on as well. So the next step on that is there's a little camera to go in there, and then we'll do some more rigging around here before we put the last bulkhead in, and the pilot's seat and the steering wheel and stuff. So yeah, so I haven't done very much on this week. Most of this was done last weekend. I'm not intending to do anything more with it this weekend, but I already have a second video and halfway through a third video in the can for this, so I'm not overly worried. I'm ahead. It's a matter of staying ahead because some of the processes are quite slow. And the other thing I've done with the GOTA is I've started the process of practice painting my propellers, because I've not done laminate wood propellers for many years, and I'm trying something new, and I'm part way through that because of drying times, and I got interrupted midweek. So that's where we are with that. Queen Mary 2, we've done a little bit of airbrushing on the main structures that go along the top deck. So we've got 3 structures that we need to focus on up there. The ship itself is coming down this weekend, getting a good dust down, making sure she's all clean, and then we're going to this weekend, as well as doing a bit on the fire truck, we're going to be focusing on Queen Mary 2. So I've got banisters, lifeboats, and the sort of the courts. There's a basketball court and a tennis court and stuff. So we're looking at those 3 areas. So that's the sort of the side of the ship, lower down, and then the upper deck at the front, at the on the bridge roof, if you like, where there's an observation deck and what have you. So back on the Queen Mary 2 feels really good, but I'm trying to get ahead, so I've got some update video footage that we can start putting out for that. So all good on that front. And I think what I'm going to try and do is do some updates and then pull all that together, and then every now and then after several updates, you'll get a full video in the original format. I think that's my preferred option, having thought about it a bit. But we'll see how it goes. So this weekend, it's all about trying to forge ahead with the modelling and get some material videoed ready for editing. And then next weekend we will try and do the same. So that's why the Friday premieres will be a little bit all over the place. And then we should set into a nice routine of plenty of Gotha and updates on this and the Queen Mary 2, and then a live stream here and there. So loads going. So before we start talking about what else is coming up next week, shall we have a quick look at the progress in the garden? So let's have an update on where we got to with the garden. Last weekend we sorted the planters out, so they are ready to be planted when we are getting no more frosts. We can put our tomato plants out. So that's where the tomatoes are going to go. 2 plants, one on this cane here and one on this one here, and then we can always extend them if we need to. Filled that one as well, but those canes are just there for storage. They're not actually doing anything. And my oil garlic is doing well. My chives are looking really healthy. Got nice fresh growth on my sage there. I'm not seeing a lot of budding, possibly a little early at this stage. Tomatoes, what am I saying? Strawberries. We've got some nice fresh growth on them as well. And we've got some of our cooking garlic starting to push through. So that's all good. Just about see that there. So all good there. I'll take you over to the rhubarb. Rhubarb's looking good and healthy, as are my gooseberries. So yeah, happy with that. Let's have a look at the tomatoes, shall we? So those are my tomato plants. I've got some good strong plants, but we're probably another 5 or 6 weeks before we can put them out, and then we might be able to move them into the little greenhouse area out there in the not too distant. So we'll be potting those on perhaps not this weekend, but the weekend after. No sign of life from the French beans yet. Spring onions are going bonkers, which is nice. So I guess we might have to thin these out, but maybe not quite yet. And in our other tray that had nothing happening last week, we now have some signs of life, and there we go. So yeah, not disheartened. If we can see 3 green things this time next week, we should have more. So I'm happy that the garden is going exactly as we planned. All good, so far so good, although we haven't really got going in earnest yet, I don't think. What is coming up next week? Well, okay, on Monday we've got a Meet the Creator. Some of you, I'm sure, will know this creator, but many of you won't. So I'm hoping that he'll get a few more subscribers from it. It's a really nice, interesting one. And actually, that's the next video I've got to edit. So the material's been sat there since the back end of last year, ready to get edited together. And then on Wednesday, we've got our first impressions, which is a mini art kit, which I know many of you will be interested in. It might even be familiar in a different format to some of you who are doing the commercial vehicle build right now. And then on Friday, I don't know what's going to be out. It could be that we have so much material from the Queen Mary 2 that we do that, though I think it's possibly unlikely. It could be another Gotha build, which is quite likely, or I might chuck in a chipmunk, depending on how that's gone. So I don't know. It's all to play for at the moment on that front. I don't know which way I'm going to go, and I probably won't be making the decision until Tuesday or Wednesday when I decide, right, now I've got to edit the video. So I'm a little bit hand to mouth still. So that's what's coming up next week. I think everyone's going to be really interested in the Meet the Creator. I do like it when it's Meet the Creator week. Now, last time we talked about Meet the Creator, of course, I said that that was it. I was done and I was out. So I now have another 2 people that have stepped up and said, yeah, would love to. And well, when I say stepped up, I sort of approached them. There's no arm twisting or anything. It's, would you be interested? And what I'm finding is that people aren't contacting me as I'm asking them to, but if I contact them, they're up for it. So really good, and I'm really excited about the 2 people that have agreed to do the next couple as well. One of them, I think a lot of people might not have come across yet, and another one I think everyone's going to know and know in the chat. So it'd be nice to see that a little bit more. So yeah, some exciting stuff coming up. So there you have it. That is, I think, Table Talk done for this week. So I'm going to edit this lot together, get it out so that you've got something to watch tomorrow, and all being well, on Monday you'll see a Meet the Creator, and we'll have another week, and I will see you on Friday at the next premiere, whatever that might be. Have a great week, enjoy your modelling, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.